Hi there, it's Lisa Tanner from LisaTannerWriting.com. Today I want to continue talking about minimizing your decisions. If you missed last week's video on what I mean by minimizing my decisions and why you would even want to do that, scroll down, it's on my page and you can watch that video too. Alright, so today I want to talk about one of the decisions I made a few years ago that drastically decreased my decisions I had to make each day. And that is creating an annual meal plan. Now you might wonder, why in the world would you go with an annual meal plan? Don't you get sick of eating the same thing all the time for a year? And the answer is no. I have a ton of kids and they thrive on routine and they have meals that they really like and they have meals that they don't really like. And it's really easy just to make meals that I know the family's going to eat, I know how to cook, and I don't have to worry about scrolling through dozens of pictures on Pinterest trying to figure out what to cook tonight. And so, before you worry that it's going to be complicated to create an annual meal plan, let me just tell you it's not. It's easy. It just takes a couple of hours once a year and then you're done. And that's what I love about it. That's actually why I started. I used to make a weekly meal plan and every week I had to sit down and it took about an hour every single week. And then I had to go to the grocery store and buy the stuff for the plan, and I wasn't very good at making sure the ingredients from one week passed on to the next week, so I was spending a ton of money. And I wanted to cut our grocery budget, I wanted to cut my decision fatigue, and I just wanted to streamline meal planning as much as possible. So the annual meal plan was born back in 2013. That first year, I took all of my kids and I set them down and I said, all right, each of you has your day. We'll talk about giving your kids a day in another video. That's another great way to minimize your decisions. But on their day, my kids got to pick what we eat for breakfast and what we eat for lunch, and they get to select their theme for dinner. So we worked through all of the menu planning. Everybody picked their breakfast, everybody picked their lunch. And so that means every Monday we eat the same thing for breakfast and lunch. Every Tuesday we eat the same thing for breakfast and lunch, but it's not the same thing that we ate on Monday. So we still have a lot of variety. That's 7 different meals that we eat for breakfast and lunch throughout the year. So that's plenty of variety. And if I get sick of making scrambled eggs plain, I just throw some ham or cheese in there one week. You can mix it up within your meal plan and still have time to be creative, which is great. So let's talk through the logistics of dinner then, because that's a little bit different. For dinner, you want to not have the same thing every night, every Tuesday night for an entire year. That's 52 of the same meals, and you might get kind of sick of that for dinner. And the rest of your family might revolt, like your husband. That's, it might happen. So you can add a little more variety by creating themes. And so each night of the week, we have a theme for dinner. And while I'm sitting down every July to create our meal plan, I come up with 5 different meals that I can make that fit that theme. And they don't have to be super complicated. We have Taco Tuesday this year, and so we might have nachos, we might have enchiladas, we might have tacos, burritos, a bunch of things like that. And then I can use whatever meat I have on hand. We have a farm and butcher animals, so I have plenty of meat in the freezer. If I, cook a chicken and I have extra chicken, we'll make chicken tacos. If I need to brown some hamburger, I brown some hamburger. And so you can create that flexibility that you need to really reduce costs and work for your situation, depending on how you get it done there. So once you have your weekly rotation for breakfast and lunch, then you add on your dinner. And it's also, I think, if you have kids and you're home all the time, I think it's a good idea to schedule your snack, because otherwise I notice my kids just kind of think they can eat whatever they want in the kitchen if I don't have a snack scheduled, or I'm going, ooh, what are we going to eat for snack today? So we used to have 2 snacks a day. As my kids got older, most of them we dropped down to 1. That way they eat their meals better. So that way you have everything scheduled. You aren't worrying about what am I cooking. And the beauty of this also is that by creating your annual meal plan, you can create a shopping list to go along with it. And that shopping list really streamlines your life, because every month then I just go before my monthly shopping trip. I update the quantity. So like tonight, the kids really wanted to do a cookout over the fire in the yard, the fire pit. And you know what? Hot dogs and s'mores are not on our meal plan, and they really don't fit with the seafood we usually have on Fridays. But that's okay, because life is more important than sticking to the plan all the time. So we're going to have fun, and that means we aren't going to have the crab sandwiches we were originally going to have. So when I do my shopping list next month, I don't need to buy the ingredients for that because I already have them around. And so each month I just update the quantity of that, figure out what I need, and then make shopping so much simpler because I'm not sitting down and trying to remember everything. I used to be so bad at remembering like spices or condiments or things like that, but when I sat down every July, I write down everything a recipe takes, and that way I don't forget anything, even though most of the time it's probably going to be a 0. I don't need to buy any of it. But that one time when I'm like, oh, we are totally out of Worcestershire sauce, I can remember to buy it, and then I won't be out. And so it just helps in so many ways. So if annual meal planning is not for you, don't despair. You totally have other options. There are tons of ideas for meal planning. You can do weekly, you can do monthly, you can do quarterly, but find a meal plan that works for you and your family and stick with it and go with it, because then you won't be looking through your cupboards and searching on Google trying to figure out what can I make with ramen noodles and cheese, or however it works out, whatever's in your cupboard. So another advantage is saving money, because you're able to reuse some of those ingredients throughout. You kind of get a sense of what you actually need, what you don't. It used to be when I went to the store, I would stock up on kidney beans because they were really cheap and I got a great buy on a case of kidney beans. And then 3 years later, those kidney beans were still in my cupboard because nobody in my family actually likes them. And so you really get a sense of what you need, what you're going to eat, and you can buy what you need. So if spaghetti goes on sale, guess what? I know how many boxes of spaghetti we're going to need for the year to get through our meal plan. So I can buy a ton of it and be done and cross it off the list for the rest of the time. And it works so great. So I hope I inspired you to give meal planning a try. Whether or not you do annual meal planning or any other kind, just go for it. Your kids will know what to expect. You won't hear that, Mommy, what's for dinner? Because they know if it's Tuesday night, it's Taco Tuesday. If it's Monday night, we're going to have some kind of American food, and we talk about exactly what we're having during our morning meeting. So, try meal planning, streamline your life, make it simple, stick with food that your family enjoys. If everybody likes meat, don't try and have a meatless Monday. I did that once and it didn't work very well. Everybody kind of revolted because we enjoy meat. So, find food, no matter what other people say you should eat. Find the food that your family likes and will eat, so you reduce waste, you reduce stress, and you don't have to worry about it. So, if you would like to get a copy of the annual meal plan I use, I put a link up in the header, and you can find a blog post. Scroll down to the bottom of that, and there is the place to sign up for my annual meal plan. You can get a copy of the planner and make your own. If you would like 5 years worth of meal plans, they are in my course, Balancing Diapers and Deadlines. I'll throw a link for that down in the comments. So go ahead and sign up for that. You'll get lots of tips for streamlining your life, making it easier so you can have time to grow your business and not have to think about everyday life stuff. All right, I will be back next Friday with another tip for you on streamlining and minimizing your decisions so you can get more done. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.